So I'm doing a series of videos looking at some of the products I've been using at my shows recently to give you guys an idea of what I'm using and also a little feedback. I've done the videos where we've introduced these products, but now it's time to kind of tell you more about what they are and what they do. This one we're going to look at is the ADJ. This is the Stinger Star. I've got two of these. Now you've seen some video. I did a nice little thing the first time they went out. Used them at a team dance last night and tried a couple of different things with that. The Stinger Star though basically is a red and green laser. It has some LEDs around the outside here. These are I believe it's quad LED, red, green, blue. I think there's red, green, blue, and amber. You've got a dome. This is like the jelly dome, and it can do its beams and such and do some fun things with that. On the back, you've got your LED control there, so you can set up master, slave, DMX, whatever you want to do. We've got power in and out and DMX in and out. Kind of a standalone light. Two of these can do a lot of smaller events. I took it to a high school dance because I wanted to see what it could do. My concern with it is I think the LEDs on this, they shoot and they've got a nice throw, but I was concerned about the width of the throw. So we had two of these, one on each side of the 10-foot truss. I mounted them to the side of the upright on the 10-foot truss. So they were on the arm going up, held well, bracket, everything worked wonderfully. The old clamps, I loved how that looked. I put the dome at the top and the floods on the bottom. A couple of things with running it. Typically I would be running at the dances my 5Ps to kind of wash the floor and to have that effect. I decided to forego those last night because I wanted to see what these could do by themselves with my moving head fixtures and a couple of other spinning lights, some other semi-intelligent lights. Wanted to go with these by themselves. The dome, jelly dome, worked well. It doesn't have quite, I don't think the control isn't quite as fine as it is on the jelly dome, but I was able to do what I wanted to do. I had a nice slow, with a white with a slow during some slow dances. I could go to red and do the red when I needed to do it. So I had the control and could do that. I could also use just the LEDs and do a wash at a time. I couldn't go and pick just one color, which is kind of disappointing because I like it where the jelly would be red and then my moving head fixtures would all be red, and then having a red wash on the dance floor. Secondly is when I started the night out, I had these both straight out, so 10 feet apart, well, probably 11 feet with bracket, 11 and a half. The LEDs on the bottom were illuminating the dance floor right down the center, and we were probably the room was about 70 to 80 feet deep. They were at the other end of the room. It was covering about a 25-foot wide area. So we were getting more almost of a spot effect with these than you were getting a wide wash. So to counteract that a little bit, what I did is I went out and just kind of tipped them. Instead of being kind of square, I just tipped it out a little bit on both sides. So that way the two wash patterns were kind of adjacent to each other instead of overlapping. That helped to get a little more coverage, but if you've got a short dance floor and you're needing to have some lights to wash that dance floor, these are going to be really tough to do that because they are more of a spot effect than they are a major wash. The other option would be to take something like this and to go sideways and have it refract off a low ceiling or lower ceiling. Like in our office here, we've got a white ceiling. I could bounce this off the office and it would off the ceiling, and it would give me a nice color coverage on the other side. So there's ways to work around it depending upon what you're doing. But if you're looking for something that's going to be an easy light show for smaller events, I just have an old bag here from Ariba. An old Ariba bag here. I kept the foam to protect the domes. Again, nothing fancy. There's probably better bags and better solutions out there for it, but I wanted to use what I had, and it works really quite well. So we'll put a link in the description so you guys can check out the Stinger Stars, but that might be something if you're looking for a light that can be used at a variety of different things with smaller events. Larger events, you might have to go adding more things. These are definitely an option. Oh, I want to mention the lasers. From the first time I did the video, I used the lasers and I was they were okay. At the teen dance, we're having them up a little bit higher, and then I have a larger ceiling area that kind of went up and over. It was kind of more of a dome that we were performing in. So now I had the laser patterns and different things going on the ceiling. So I was able to put hearts. It was kind of a Valentine's Day dance. I was able to put red and green hearts up on the ceiling, and they were able to do their little dancing thing. The lasers actually were kind of a big hit with the kids, so I've kind of changed my thought on the lasers, that they're pretty cool. Granted, the lasers are still shining in amongst the kids as they're kind of doing the whole thing, but I have a different appreciation for the lasers, and they definitely were a cool addition to the Stinger Stars. So link description below, you guys check them out. This is John Young with the Disc Jockey News.